So all the countries are a different color of some sort, or if they're the same color, they are spread far enough apart. Now, Byzantania is usually straight purple, but for some reason they're purple lined. Cappadocia rebels took over a good portion of Byzantium.
For
Usually
Christ and glory, a new crusade.
more crusading.
What is your command?
Usually we don't see that happen in this game. Rebels usually don't get quite that strong that fast, especially against someone as large as the Byzantine Empire and as powerful. They have access to a massive amount of resources. But it appears they collapsed. It's just interesting to look around. Sometimes you'll see other armies moving around in the ocean, like this one. That one's in the water, probably going to land at Bulgaria. This one's leaving leaving Greece.
A
to
new
Fataman
construction
Ode.
has been finished,
My
sire.
liege.
So now I can get a bunch of those. Go ahead and
What is your wish?
zoom back in and move them
Let
back
us
over.
restock and rest.
What is your wish?
And chalk up a ballista. Expensive. Notice I'm getting a lot of gold.
Political view.
But, that'll go away very quickly. So look at, we already know kingdom relations. Look at the stances. Everyone to everyone. What do you look like? Most hated ruler is Hungary currently. Stances of me towards the rest of the world. York is uneasy to me. France, papacy, Kiev, they all like me. What about religion? This is blue is Christianity, green is Muslim, pink is Orthodox, and this, I'm not quite sure what to call it. It's kind of a very faint red. That is pagan. It's the four religions. And so, of course, every time you hear a crusade, it's usually Christianity on Muslim. Anatolia, another rebel group there off of Cappadocia. And when they say the crusade is on Kazan, not quite sure. Kazan should be up here somewhere. Yeah, so this is Kazan. And Christian nations, blue nations, keep waging crusades against Kazan, and that doesn't appear to be doing them very much good
What
at
is
this
your
point.
wish?
Yes?
We have built a new building, sire.
Trade good 1. We have wool. Can't quite get parchment yet. Need more money, need more
The
everything.
Pope has excommunicated the heretics.
Pope excommunicated Hungary. Now that's very bad. You see now this gray. This is excommunication. Excommunicated countries basically don't receive any benefits from any religion unless they completely change their religion to a non-Christian. So pagan, Orthodox, or Islam, Muslim. They're also hated by the entire Christian world. So these are individual provinces and their likelihood to rebel. Another very important one to look at. You can only see the likelihood to rebel of your own provinces. I can't see anyone else. Looks like Highlands, Strathclyde, they're basically the greener the better. So obviously they're more likely to rebel than Kent or East Anglia, even though we just saw rebellion in East Anglia. This is your trade goods and your resources down here. Exotic goods you have to import from the Asian lands. You have to have a special building called a Grand Shipyard, I think. What is it? Is it? No, it's not a Coast Guard. Admiralty. You need an Admiralty. This is where they can be built pretty much anywhere on the coast. As long as you have access to fish, you can build an Admiralty. It comes from a harbor. Coast Guards, however, those can only be built in very specific locations, such as East Anglia, Strathclyde, Ulster, Munster. You see, it's not very common to be able to build a Coast Guard. They can be built in Rome, and that just makes Rome substantially more
Yes, my
powerful.
lord.
What is your wish?
Not that.
What is your wish?
This. 2 more ballistas coming right up. Very gold starved right now, but we're making a lot of money. These are the units that are available in your empire. Somewhere, if it has a green check mark, somewhere you can produce those units. So you can see there's a lot of different units you can produce. Some you can only produce because of certain religions or certain locations. I believe Janissaries can only be produced in Rome. Makinji come from the Ottomans very specifically. So do the Spahis. Mongolian cavalry, obviously Mongolians, only Mongolians. But most everything else, if you take over a territory, they will be at the very least local special units. A good example of this is actually the longbows, very local to England, the current English area. So Ulster, York, Mercia, Cambria, Kent, East Anglia, and Cornwall, those are the only locations that can produce longbow units. If you want Germanic or heavy swordsmen, they come from Friesland and Saxony. Now they're very powerful units,
What is
but
your wish?
very limited in availability.
Yes,
Oh,
my
whatever.
liege.
There are a whole array of units
Political view.
that you can get. Specifically, the Normans might be my next choice here. You can only get them in Normandy, but that should be relatively easy to take, as if you look at Normandy, they are only Normandy. They are one, and so it should be relatively easy to go in there. Notice York also has an alliance with Normandy. So if I were to declare war on Normandy and York would declare war on me, Wessex could also declare war on me because of the way the alliance system works. You know, Normandy's allied with York, York's allied with Wessex. If I declare war on one, I could end up fighting all three, which is why I'm taking a
Yes?
little bit longer to
Yes?
get my army together, get
Yes,
some good, solid siege units, get the laddermen for the walls. If it's not a palisade, then I need ladders to get up on the walls because it'll take forever to break down stone walls, and that just would not end up well. I
My
have
liege.
ballistas instead of battering rams or catapults because if I can just destroy the army without destroying the city, that'd be substantially easier. And again, these are the buildings that are available. All of the military structures are available to every single province. However, the civilian buildings are not always available. Cathedrals, for example, those are very hard to come by. You know, Alsace, Austria, Masovia, not even Rome can have a cathedral. Same place to have cathedrals can have holy mosques if they're Islamic. That would be Jordan, Penjaslav, Kiev. That's oh, and there's one more. I don't know how to pronounce that. Not even gonna try. But there's also salt mines, such as Cornwall. There's already a salt mine. Silver. I mean, there's a whole array. Again, a mosque. Again, you have to be Islamic, but not. It's not. Whoop. From time to time, all the rulers of the most powerful kingdoms gather together to elect the ultimate emperor of Europe. Now the time has come to vote once more. Now the thing with the ultimate emperor of Europe, if you if you're dominating the entire game, they'll just vote to end the game. The computers will just vote that you own Europe. But it's very hard to get to that point. I've owned about a fourth of Europe before, and they still didn't vote me into power. So this should be just end up in a stalemate. Abstain. These are the 5 most powerful, and then, or these are the 2 most powerful kingdoms, and then the 5 next. So if you get to vote, that means you're one of the most powerful. Now I'm pretty sure Ulster is not up in there. Voting between Hungary and Denmark, Fatimids abstains, France abstains, Kiev abstains, Lithuania abstains, and Kazan abstains. Nobody received 2/3 of the overall votes, therefore it was impossible to choose an emperor of Europe at this time. So nobody wins. Continue on with war, basically, is what they're
My
saying.
liege.
Continue on as if nothing ever happened.